Hi guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 as Real Madrid. So as you can see here, it is game day against Atletico Madrid, but if you look up to the top here, Granada with the 1-0 victory over Barcelona. So let's have a little look here and see what that means for the league table. So Barcelona are top of the table, 3 points clear of ourselves, but we now have the 2 games in hand, which means if we beat Atletico Madrid home and away, we could go 3 points clear of Barcelona. If we get 1 victory over Atletico here, we still go ahead of Barcelona, and we are 5 points clear currently of Atletico Madrid. So without further ado, let's play the tie, hopefully get the win, and take the top of the league. Okay, we'll have a little look at the fitness tests here, see if Gareth Bale's ready for any action. 45 minutes of action he can get, okay. I may do that just now. I'm not certain. He should go on the bench at least. Benzema unfortunately picking up an injury there. So just having a look at the team here. I'm going to leave it as is. So it will be Keylor Navas, Carvajal, Varane, Ramos, Marcelo, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric in the midfield, with Vasquez, Isco, James Rodriguez and Morata up front. So here we go, huge game again. So as you can see, the pundits thinking Atletico Madrid will lose this one, and they are missing their right back, Verjako there. The bookmakers agree, have us at 4 to 5 favourites. And as it says here, we could move into top spot with a victory. So here we go. Again, seems to be a good luck charm for us. I'm going to no comment on all of the press questions. So a little look at their team here. Jan Oblak, Juanfran, Godin, Gimenez, Felipe Luis, Koke, Gabi, Sol, Gaetan, Griezmann and Gamero there. So they have a full strength team here. Bit of concern for us. We're going to leave, of course, Gamero and Griezmann there. Gaetan. So what we're going to do is close down Gabi and Sol as well. We're going to close down Gaetan. And we're also closing down Koke there. So what we're going to do is tell them to pick up where they left off last time out. Of course, we've had some good results recently, beating Juventus, beating Barcelona. So we're just going to dive right in this one here. Again, we'll keep their formation up there because they can change. You know, they're at 4-4-2 just now, which incidentally is a tactic I'm not particularly keen on facing. We can get hit on the counter-attack against that with the 2 strikers up front. We're just going to have to trust Varane and Ramos here. I've not adjusted the tactic to leave Carvajal and Marcelo back like we did to avoid the counter against Juventus. I'm just going to trust us that we can play our normal game and get the win here. We've already beaten them in the Spanish Cup, so hopefully we can carry that through here into the league. We are in good form just now, and a win will take us above Barcelona for the first time in quite some time. So a quiet opening 15 minutes there. Ramos having a couple of fouls early doors here, and he's in the book. I'm going to tell him to calm down already because he does seem... I'm going to tell him to ease off his tackles. He has had a couple of, I believe, 3 red cards already this season. So I'm going to tell him to ease off the tackles, and I'm actually going to tell him from the touchline, I'm going to pause just now, and give him the specific instruction to calm down. I'm going to calmly tell him to calm down. He seems aggressive, so we really don't want him getting the red card because he's a very important player for us. And obviously being down to 10 men here would be a bit of a disaster against such a strong side. So Morata also in the book. Oh, Juanfran with the throw in here to Gabi. He goes across for Sol, forward for Griezmann. Varane doesn't manage to take it. Griezmann has a chance, and it's somehow squirmed past Keylor Navas. That was not good goalkeeping there. It was not good defending by Varane either though. And the first chance of the game, Atletico Madrid take the lead. And they are a horrible side to try and break down. So I am not confident that we're going to manage it. But here we go, Carvajal throwing it, headed away by Felipe Luis. Griezmann heads it on, but Kroos apparently is running through quicksand. Sol playing it forward to Gamero here, and they have another chance on the break. He roasts the defender and Keylor Navas with a good save, but this is not going according to plan, and it needs to change at half time. We've been completely ineffective today. As if our recent form has completely been thrown out the window for this one. It's not been a good performance here. And I think perhaps for once we are missing Ronaldo. Okay, that's Gamero in the book for them now. 2 bookings apiece here. It hasn't been a good half for us. We're gonna have to lay into them here aggressively. Where's your passion? I'm going to take Ramos off because I'm scared of him getting sent off, frankly. So it is going to be Rugani and Varane at the back. And I'm also going to bring Bale on for Vasquez. I'm going to give him the 45 minutes that the physio said he could have. So he'll be an inside forward with the attack duty. And I'm going to change the overall look of the team. Higher tempo. I'm going to go mixed passing now, which will give us, of course, more direct passing than the short passing game. And I'm going to go with that, because we really need to get something here, even if it's only a draw. It's better than losing. Griezmann coming forward now, too much space for him. He's eventually closed down, but he does find Gaetan, and it's a good challenge by Carvajal. We have to make sure we at least show some fight here. Kroos delivering the free kick. Varane's at the back post, and it's 1-1. Lovely start to the second half there. Big Varane getting above the defenders, and he does a cartwheel to celebrate. I don't know if that's based on anything in real life. I doubt it somehow. But it is a good start to the second half now. Hopefully we can press on from here and get the victory. Okay, Marcelo's been booked. I'm going to tell him to calm down as well. Or not tell him to calm down, but tell him to ease off his tackles. The last thing we need is to go down to 10 men and, have that cost us the game. So we need to press on from here and get the win, to be honest. We almost have 40 minutes left. We need to at least create more chances. So I am going to shout at the team and tell them to get creative here. A lot of them are looking motivated, which is a help. Unfortunately, Morata's having a poor game today, and we can't take him off for Benzema because Benzema's injured. Here's the free kick from Bale to Isco, who cuts it to Varane. Oh, and he's thundered it off the bar, and Toni Kroos somehow has missed that rebound. Ah, it was so close for Varane getting the second goal there. There's a good chance, well created, unfortunate we couldn't take it. So I think for the last 15 minutes or so, I'll bring on Kovacic for Modric. See if he can do anything from midfield. He did score a cracker of a goal recently, so let's see if we can do anything with him. Gareth Bale looking relatively tired out there. He's not in, he's not in peak match condition. But here's Carvajal now with the throw towards Bale, who nods it on for Kroos, but it is nicked by Carrasco, who plays it forward to Griezmann now. Griezmann running without being closed down. Unfortunately, it's Carvajal that closes him down, which leaves the space for Carrasco coming inside. Not good defending here. Koke, nice challenge by Marcelo. Now can we counter them? That would be sweet justice, but it is headed away. Carvajal nods it down to Bale coming inside on his left foot. Can he play it forward to Morata? He can. Can he find someone else? Nope. Godin manages to win it, but Varane nods it back down. Kroos, very dicey game here. Kovacic with a great ball. Bale, what can he do in his return? He puts it across for Morata, who scores. Fantastic coming from behind against our rivals, and this will put us to the top of the league. So we're gonna pull some people back now and get more rigid in this game. So James Rodriguez here on the left is going to be a wide playmaker with his support duty, and Gareth Bale is going to be a winger also with the support duty. I'm going to drop Toni Kroos back, and he'll be the deep lying playmaker with a defend duty back there. And Isco is actually going to be pulled back to be in there with Kroos. We're going to go to a defensive formation, and we're going to become structured. We're going to drop slightly deeper with the defensive line, go to a normal tempo, and we're going to become more disciplined, stick to positions, and stay on our feet. I'm going to also cancel look for the overlap, and I'm going to set these defenders to defensive wing backs as I did in the last game. Marcelo and Carvajal, defensive wing backs, and I'm just going to hope that we can see this out now. Gonna hope that 2-1 will be the victory here. We do usually do a fairly decent job when we try and lock the game down, so I'm going to assertively tell them to tighten up here. As you can see in the formation there, Atletico Madrid have thrown it to 4-2-4 to really try and throw something forward at us. We're going to go contain now for the last couple of minutes, and I'll make a couple more instructions for the team just to tell them to play safer, drop deeper, play safer, clear the ball to the flanks, and we're just going to try and camp in here and make sure we get what would be a fantastic win. So only 2 minutes of added on time to survive, and it looks like we may do it. Rugani now to deliver the free kick. Headed away by Sol, it's picked up by Carvajal. We should just maintain possession of the ball here. Varane, lovely back flick to Morata. Morata's in the box, he does lose it to Juanfran, but he will gather it here. 10 seconds or so left. Morata to Kovacic. Back to Morata here. Holding it up well, loses it to Juanfran, who goes long for Gamero, but it's nodded on by Rugani. Here's Sol now, coming forward for Griezmann. It should be the whistle any second, and there we go. The 2-1 victory for Real Madrid. Sensational. Again, I'm going to praise them. I mean, the assistant says we shouldn't really say anything. I'm going to praise that comeback because that is fantastic. Going down early doors and managing to come back. I'm going to ignore the media question, but in truth, I am delighted that we've taken the top of the league there. Absolutely delighted. So again, we're going to send the assistant to the press conference. I'm going to have a little look at the league table and see what this means going forward. So we are now top of the league. We are level on points with Barcelona, but we do have the head-to-head advantage. We also have the game in hand, of course. They have 3 games left in the season. We have the 4 games left. Our next game out will be the away game against Atletico Madrid. So it would be sensational if we could also get the win in that game. And then Barcelona will be in action on Saturday away at Sevilla, and if Sevilla could take something off them, that would be great. But let's just take it one thing at a time, and let's go forward to the game against Atletico. Okay guys, so it is time for that second tie against Atletico Madrid now. Away from home, a tougher tie here. We did lose here earlier on in the Spanish Cup, but we weren't playing exactly with a type of tactical preparation that we're going to be playing with here. We're going to be more in tune with, we're going to change it up and defend if need be and so forth. So a little look at the tactics. We have had to put Kovacic in because Luka Modric unfortunately has picked up an injury which will keep him out for the next 7 to 9 days. Gareth Bale is ready for 60 minutes just now, but I'm not going to start him. I'm still going to start Lucas Vazquez. So the team for this one: Navas, Carvajal, Varane, Ramos, Marcelo, Kroos and Kovacic, Vazquez, Isco, James Rodriguez and Morata. So here we go again. Okay, so the pundits think we should be able to get the win. They're missing Gabi and Jose Jimenez. We are the evens favourites for this one, but I'm not entirely certain about that, to be honest. It's going to be a tough game for us today. Again, we're going to ignore the media. So they're going for that 4-4-2 again. They're playing Savic in here. Fernandez is going to be out wide, which is going to put Koke into the middle. Other than that, pretty much the same team. The assistant's advice is going to be pretty much the same. Again, we're going to close down Gaitan. We're going to close down Sol. We're going to close down Fernandez. Just try and take the, try and take the time away from the midfielders there. I'm going to go ahead with that. We are going to encourage the team here. I think, however, what we're going to do, it's a tough decision. Do we start more aggressive like we did, in the last game when we went more aggressive, we started to really get chances. Do you know what? We are going to do it. We might as well. Higher tempo, mixed passing, and more aggressive here. We might as well do it. It's worked against them in the past, so let's start with it and see what happens. When we started with a regular controlled passing game last time, it didn't work and we were getting picked apart. So we're going to start more aggressive. And again, we've got their formation up here just in case they decide to change. Okay, corner early for us. Toni Kroos delivering the ball in. Headed away. James Rodriguez flicks it back towards goal. It's fallen for Isco here, who lines up James Rodriguez, and it's deflected in, and it's an early lead for Real Madrid here. That is sensational. What we could do now is alter it and go more counter-attacking, but I think I'm going to stick to this just to see what happens for the next little while. Okay, so Carvajal, oh, we've lost it there. Gaitan's put it in. It's broke to Augusto Fernandez here. He plays it back to Juan Fran, who's crosses blocked. Toni Kroos has to get rid. Sol's going to pick it up though. That was a bit aimless. To Savic. Be a right kick in the teeth if they equalise right away. Koke forward to Griezmann. Plays it in for Gamero, and it's brilliant for Kiko Casilla, pardon me, Keylor Navas. The sweeper keeper in full effect there. Navas going long to no one. Juan Fran heads it forward, but it is James Rodriguez down to Kovacic. It's a great ball for Morata, actually. If he could score here, oh, it's a good save by Jan Oblak. So it is a good start by us with the sort of the liberty to play more direct passes when the time calls for it, and also just the general more aggressive attacking nature. We've created some good chances in the opening 5 minutes, and being 1-0 up here is, you know, obviously a huge boost. And if we can win this, remember it does take us 3 points clear of Barcelona going into the last 3 games of the season. So we have the throw in now, deep in their half. Carvajal looking for Vasquez, who will lose it to Felipe Luis. Goes long to Griezmann, who will play it in behind for Gamero. Got 2 defenders on here. It should be difficult for him, and it's easy for Keylor Navas in the end. Good play by the 2 defenders there to put pressure on Gamero. And we have the free kick here. Kroos delivering it in. It's a scramble in the box, and it's cleared away in the end. Bit disappointed there that nobody could just probe that home. If we got the 2-0 lead, I would probably tighten it up a little bit. But I think the game plan at the moment is broadly working. So we're going to leave it for now. Carvajal returns the ball back in, headed away by Savic. And they manage to contain us there. So again, we've got more possession than they do, more shots. Of course, the lead, and there's the booking for Diego Godin. It'd be nice if a red card could work in our favour for a change here. Good opening 20 minutes or so for us. Marcelo is in the book. I'm going to leave it just now. Not going to tell him to ease off his tackles just yet. Probably wait till half time. Might even bring on Coentrao at half time. So good going so far. The first half, quieting down, of course, that suits us, given the lead. There's another yellow card, this time for Sol. And they've had 10 fouls compared to our 2, so it's clear what team is trying to slow the game down here. But Griezmann has picked up an injury, which is great news for us. They're bringing on Fernando Torres, but he is considerably weaker at this stage in his career than Griezmann is. So we're going to tell the lads it's been a good half and to keep it up, and we are going to make that change. Marcelo for Coentrao at half time. Gareth Bale will get minutes later on into the game, but I'm not going to bring him on at 45 just now. I'm going to leave some subs for later on in the game should we need to kill some time. As the game progresses, if it's still 1-0 in the later stages, what I'm going to do is try and shut up shop a little bit, just try and make sure that we see this out, because this is a sensational 3 points. There's the yellow card for Ramos, so we're going to go through and we're going to tell him to ease off his tackles, and we're going to shout at him to calm down, because we cannot afford the red card there. We might even take him off in a little while, just to try and ensure we don't go down to 10 men, because it would be a real kick in the teeth if ill discipline cost us here. We've been playing so well in these big matches recently, so I'm just going to calmly tell him to calm down. As I say, we've been playing so well in these big matches recently. They have now switched to that 4-2-4 formation already, so that's very interesting. I think if we get to about 70 minutes, I will switch to a counter-attacking strategy, and hopefully we can hit them on that, and I'll bring Bale on in order to facilitate that. So we're going well so far. Oh, I was just about to make the change there. Carvajal will take the throw. We'll see this move before I do the changes. Vasquez Oof, don't know what he's done there. He's given it right to Felipe Luis. Torres looking over the top for Carrasco. He's in with a chance, and it's a good save, but it will fall to Gaitan. He tries to square it, and it's a goal for Carrasco. Really, really disappointing, especially given we were just about to change to a more conservative formation. Really disappointing, especially given it was all of our own creation there with a poor bit of play by Carvajal. They've went back now to this 4-4-2 formation. So what I think is we'll bring on Gareth Bale for Lucas Vazquez. Of course, he will play as an inside forward with the attack duty. But we're going to keep this more aggressive play now. We're not going to shut up shop and try and get the point. We're going to keep going for the victory here. Very tense game at this point. Last 10 minutes. I'm going to make the final substitution now, and I'm going to bring Rugani on for Varane because Varane is looking exhausted out there. He's a good game today, Varane. Excellent game actually. He's been playing really well through these this tough run of games. But he is looking absolutely exhausted, so he will come off for Rugani. Last 5 minutes in the game. There'll be a decent point for us here. Ramos getting a lecture there, of course, so hopefully the game will end before he can do too much damage and end up getting himself sent off. Rugani does go into the book, not long on, of course. Oh, but there's a late chance here for Atletico. Gaitan playing it forward for Correa, who struck it and it's went in. Oh, that is a disaster. An absolute disaster. So now we're just going to have to go into overload and absolutely throw everything forward. Higher defensive line, higher tempo, more direct passing, play wider, more closing down. Basically everything aggressive that we can do, we're going to have to do it. And that's so disappointing. They've had very few chances in this game, and that's just an absolute thump. Disappointed, but we are still top of the league. It was always going to be a tough game here. Perhaps we should have went more conservative when we had the lead, but I just felt like we would have been inviting pressure at that point. So you live and die by the choices you make. We have lost this one, unfortunately, 2-1, and our good run of results is over. I'm going to, of course, assertively tell the team that that was not good enough because we had a lead and it shouldn't be acceptable that we go in and lose a lead. But we do still have the advantage over Barcelona going into the last 3 games. Disappointed note to end this episode, but I hope you join us next time when we're going to be playing. When we're going to be playing the last 3 fixtures, as well as the Champions League games against Arsenal. So I'll see you next time.